Om Gam Ganapatte Namaha. Garuda Purana. Agastya Samhita Chapter I. Discourse between Suta and Shaunaka and other Rishis in the forest of Namisha. Suta promises to narrate the Garuda Purana. I salute the One Supreme, without birth, decay or end, identical with knowledge, great, auspicious, free from impurities, without beginning, devoid of elemental body and actions, stationed in all creatures. Hari, freed from impurities and illusion and present everywhere. With mind, speech and action, I do always salute Hari, Rudra, Brahma, the Lord of Ganas, and the goddess Saraswati, having adored and lauded the poet Suta, well versed in Puranas of a quiet nature, the master of all scriptures, devoted to Vishnu and high-souled when he came to the forest of Namisha. Namisha or Naimisharanya is a significant place of religious and historical importance in India. It is an ancient forest located in the state of Uttar Pradesh, near the town of Sitapur. Naimisha is mentioned in various Hindu scriptures and ancient texts, making it a sacred site for followers of Hinduism. While making a pilgrimage to sacred shrines and seated on a holy seat was meditating on the sinless Vishnu, the great Rishis, Shaunaka and others dwelling in the forest of Naimisha, having aestheticism for their wealth of quiescent souls, effluent like the sun and ever engaged in the celebration of sacrifices said, the Rishis said, O Suta, thou art informed of everything, and therefore we ask you amongst the celestials, who is Ishvara and who is worthy of adorations? Who should be meditated on? Who is the creator of the universe? Who protects it and who destroys it? From whom proceeds religion? Who suppresses the wicked? With what vowed observance is he pleased? By what yoga can he be obtained? What are his incarnations and what is his family? Who has instituted the various castes and others and who protects them? O Suta, O thou of great intellect, do thou describe unto us all this and everything else, the most excellent themes about Narayana. Suta said, I will describe the Garuda Purana, the essence of all accounts relating to Vishnu. Formerly, Garuda described it to Kashyapa and myself. I have heard it from Vyasa. The Lord Narayana alone is the Lord of all the lords of the deities, the great soul and the great Brahma. From him proceeds birth and death. From the protection of universe, Vasudeva, without birth and death, assumes various incarnations by his body, namely that of Kaumara and others. Having undertaken the incarnation of Kaumara and lived in the celestial region, the first deity Hari, O Brahman, practiced the most difficult vow of celibacy without any break. Secondly, having assumed the boar form, the lord of the sacrifices, for the great general well-being, released and held up the earth sunk deep under the nether region. Thirdly, for the creation of the Rishis, he assumed the form of Brahma Rishi, performed sattvic, pervaded by the qualities of goodness, actions from which alone proceeds desireless actions. Then, from protecting righteousness, Hari assumed the form of Naranarayana, practiced hard penances. He was then adored by the celestials and asuras. His fifth incarnation was Kapila, the lord of Siddhas. A Siddha is a semi-divine being supposed to be of great purity and holiness, characterized by Siddhis, or 8 supernatural faculties or perfections, who expounded upon the celestials the Sankhya. Sankhya, it is a system of philosophy ascribed to Kapila. It is called Sankhya because it enumerates 25 tattvas or principles. According to the system, final liberation is obtained by true knowledge of these principles. which ascertains the tattvas are elemental particles which has been lost in time. In his sixth incarnation, he was born as the son of Atri and communicated to Alarka, Prahalada, and others the knowledge of Anvikshiki, that is metaphysics, obtained by him from Anasuya. His seventh incarnation in Swayambhu Manvantara was Yagna, the will-begotten child of Akuti, who performed sacrifices in the company of the celestials. In his eighth incarnation, he was born as the powerful son of Nahavi from Merudeva. Adored of all the orders, he pointed out to men the real road. Solicited by Rishis, he assumed the body of Prithu as his ninth incarnation, and the Brahmanas and other creatures were revived by him with the milk of herbs. When the earth was submerged under water in the end of the Chakshusha Manvantara, he assumed the form of a fish and saved Manu Vaivasvata by placing him on a boat. In his 11th incarnation, the Lord, in the shape of a tortoise, held on his back the mount Mandara, with which the celestials and asuras churned the ocean. In his 12th incarnation, as well as in the 13th, in the form of a woman, he is surprised, shocked, or astonished to the point of feeling dazed or unable to think clearly the asuras and please the celestials. Assuming the form of a man-lion, in his 14th incarnation, he subdued the Daitya chief by cutting his entrails with his fierce claws. Assuming the form of a dwarf, in his 15th incarnation, he went to the sacrifice of Bali and prayed for a room. For his 3 feet obtained it. Beholding the king, he increased the power, status, or importance of the Brahmanas in his 16th incarnation. He, filled with anger, divested the earth of the Kshatriyas for 21 times. In his 17th incarnation, he was begotten, that is, fathered on Satyavati by Parashara as Vedavyasa. And seeing the feeble intellect of the people, he divided the Vedas. Then for accomplishing the work of the celestials, he was born as a king, Rama, built a bridge over the ocean and performed other feats. In his 19th and 20th incarnation, the Lord was born as Rama and Krishna and relieved the earth of her burden. Then at the junction of the Kali Yuga, for stupefying the enemies of the celestials, he was born as Buddha, the son of Jina. In the period of 8th junction, change of cycles, when all the kings will be on the verge of destruction, he will be born as Vishnujana's son Kalki, the Lord of the world, innumerable. Innumerable are the incarnations of Hari, the mine of Sattva. O twice born ones, the prime Manus, the knowers of the Vedas, are all said to have originated from Vishnu. From them proceeded the work of creation, and they should be adored with vowed observances and other rites. This Garuda Purana consists of 8,800 verses. Vyasa formerly narrated to me. Hari Om. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.